Good morning. Good morning. How is everyone today?
Doing well, doing well.
Awesome. Glad to see it. I am going to drink a lot of water today. It has been a busy morning this morning. Come on in. I'm trying to move it so I can see my chat here. There we go. Awesome, awesome. Good morning. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. It is our week 3 of our Black History Month Mindful Mondays. And I hope you have been drinking your water, breathing, being mindful of your present, mindful of yourself. If you've been doing that, hopefully this recap will remind you that in mindfulness, you have that space between ourselves and our reactions, that breath that we take before we move on. And it breaks down our conditioned responses. So I think traditionally we may react, but being mindful allows us to take that breath and think about our response, understand if it's a trigger, how we deal with that trigger. And then there's meditation, which focuses on the breath, not because there is anything special about it, but because the physical sensation of breathing is always there, and you can use it as an anchor to the present moment. Mindfulness, as we all know, right? Corporate life is hectic. We have busy schedules. We have back-to-back meetings. We have, um, just deadlines. We have our coworkers, and if you have people reporting to you, sometimes our bosses. All of that can be stressful. And we know our health is our number one priority. So we have to take the time to breathe. And when we breathe, we're breathing in things that serve us, and we're exhaling things that no longer serves us. So we're breaking bad habits. We're being grateful. We're easing our bodies. We're allowing ourselves to slow down. We're taking a moment to relax. And then we're hushing the negative voices as we ease our mind. And as I'm listening to Michelle Obama's book, The Light We Carry, she talks about one of her best friends, and I believe his name was Ron, who looks in the mirror and says, "Hello, how are you? Howdy, happy to see you." When sometimes we have the tendency, especially first thing in the morning when we look in the mirror, it's like, oh, let me wipe my eyes, let me brush my teeth. But instead, take that moment and talk positive things over yourself. And that way we recondition our brain to think positive instead of negative. And so when something happens, we can look at the positive side of it instead of immediately jumping to the worst thing that can happen, right? Have you ever been in that situation where there's an opportunity before you and you think about all of the wrong things that could happen instead of here are some positive things that could happen? So that's why we breathe, and that's why we're mindful and in the present. So meditation over medication, replacing that C for can't with a T for transformation. Now, I am not advising that you stop taking any medication. I'm just simply saying there are benefits of meditation. And um, when we meditate, it doesn't mean that we um, aren't in pain. It just means that we're not fixated on that pain, but we're looking at the benefits. So, um, when you're meditating, you're understanding your pain. Pain is a fact of life, but it doesn't have to rule you. Mindfulness can help you reshape your relationship with mental and physical pain. It helps you to connect better. Ever find yourself staring blankly at a friend, lover, child, and you've no idea what they're saying? Mindfulness helps you give them your full attention. It lowers stress. There's lots of evidence these days that excess stress causes lots of illnesses and makes other illnesses worse. So we want to use mindfulness to decrease that stress. Also, um, physically moving de-stresses. Some people journal. I like to write and journal. Someone I heard use pictures and words, and so they make a collage. And I think that would be fun too, almost like scrapbooking, kind of, sort of, is what I pictured, but I'm not sure if that's what they were talking about. But that relaxes me as well. Um, Meditation, it hones our innate ability to focus. And that is why we focus our mind, right? So that even when we stray off, we can bring it back to a focal point. We may think about something else, but we come back to that focal point, and that's helping ground us. Reduce brain chatter. Oh my goodness. The nattering, chattering voice in our head seems never to leave us alone. Isn't it time we gave it a little break? And for me, it's the negative voices that's the nattering, chattering in my mind, and so I have to hush those. I have to silence those by saying who I am, what I know I can do, what I know I've done. I have to tell myself, for me, I am a child of God, right? And I am who He says I am. And fear, worry, stress does not live in this temple because He can't be in this temple and all that other stuff be in this temple. So He drives that out. And that's what I have to tell myself. So the benefits of meditation have been studied, right? The overall evidence supports the effectiveness of meditation for various conditions, including stress, anxiety, pain, depression, insomnia, high blood pressure, hypertension. Meditation can help you experience thoughts and emotions with greater balance and acceptance. Meditation also has been shown to improve attention, decrease job burnout, improve sleep, improve diabetes control. So I wanted to provide some examples of mindfulness exercises. And it sounds like some of us are already meditating, right? But pay attention. It's hard to slow down and notice things in a busy world. Try to take the time to experience your environment with all of your senses: touch, sound, sight, smell, and taste. And this is the 5 minute exercise that I absolutely love to do. And sometimes it takes more than 5 minutes, and sometimes it takes less than 5 minutes. It just depends on in my breathing exercise where I am or where I choose to go, if that makes sense. So let's say in my 5 minute exercise, I decide I am going to visit Jamaica in my mind, right? That normally takes me longer than 5 minutes. Or if I think about a Coney Island in Detroit, that may take about 5 minutes. So it just depends on what your focal point is as you're going through those five senses. And so with those two, In Jamaica, I hear the water, I can feel the water, I can smell the water, I can smell the jerk chicken, right? Coney Island, we won't go there because it would just make me hungry. But you get the point on paying attention. Oh my goodness, so let's see. If there's a Coney Island on Evergreen and Grand River, Hollywood Coney Island. I also love Georgia's Coney Island, National Coney Island. So I mean, Coney Island in Detroit. Live in the moment. Try to intentionally bring an open, accepting, and discerning attention to everything you do. Find joy in simple pleasures. Accept yourself. That is key. Accept who you are. And that what you want to change, change. But accept who you are. Accept what you know you can change and what you can't change. Just be kind to yourself like you would treat your best friend. And hopefully you're being kind to your best friend. Focus on your breathing. When you have negative thoughts, try to sit down, take a deep breath, and close your eyes. Focus on your breath as it moves in and out of your body. Sitting and breathing for even just a minute can help. And this is intentional breathing, sitting and breathing in through your nose as deep as you can, and then exhaling through your mouth as hard as you can. So you see the physical breath come in your lungs, and you feel it and see it deflate. Breathing that for about a minute can really help. And I thought it was funny, like if y'all have Apple Watch and it says take time to breathe, I'm like, why is this watch telling me to breathe? But now I actually use it. Absolutely love it. And then there are structured mindful exercises such as body scan meditation. And this is where you lie on your back with your legs extended and arms at your side, palms facing up. Focus your attention slowly and deliberately on each part of your body, from head to toe or toe to head. Beware of any sensations, emotions, or thoughts associated with each of your body parts. Sitting meditation. Sit comfortably. Normally it's on the floor with your back straight, feet flat on the floor, and hands in your lap. So this one is saying sit comfortably in a chair with your back straight, feet flat on the floor, and hands in your lap. Or you can sit on the floor with your legs crossed. Breathing through your nose, focus on your breath moving in and out of your body. If physical sensations or thoughts interrupt your meditation, note the experience and then return your focus back to your breath. So you want to acknowledge it, note it, and then go back to your breath. If it happens again, acknowledge it, note it, go back to your breath. And then afterwards, I like to jot that down and try to figure out, if this is something I really need to focus on, why did my mind go there, or why do I feel this sensation? And typically for me, I just jot it down in a journal, or if I know I'm not drinking enough water, that is normally the key. A walking meditation. Find a quiet place, 10 to 15 feet in length, and begin to walk slowly. Focus on the experience of walking, being aware of the sensation of standing, and the subtle moments that keep your balance. When you reach the end of your path, turn and continue walking, maintaining awareness of your sensations. And this I typically do at work. And it's really when breathing, taking that breath just isn't enough. I need to get away from my desk. I typically go down to the first floor and I walk the hallway, and I am breathing, I'm calm, inhaling and exhaling, but I'm walking. And then this is a good way to get your steps in. So absolutely love that. And so again, want to remind you that we are breathing, we're drinking our water. And as you take that breath, You want to fill up your lungs, exhale your lungs, and then the 5 minute exercise is always, always, always welcome. And then meditation, and that's sitting, walking, laying down, sitting on the floor with your legs crossed. And I've seen some people cross their legs and they do their hands like this over their knees, you know, whatever makes you comfortable. And in the mindful meditation, sometimes you may start, well, for me, I'll start one way and end another because as I'm scanning my body, I may say, well, now I need to lay down. Or if I'm laying down and I may get too comfortable and want to go to sleep, exactly, I may need to sit up. So just be aware of your body, the sensations in your body. Um, I know this may just be in my mind, right? Doing my breathing exercise, especially when I'm in Jamaica, I always want a massage afterwards. I don't know why, but it just reminds me of Jamaica. That's like my happy place when I can. I think that was the most calm I was in years when I went there, and there was so many activities, a lot of physical activities that we did that really was great for my mind, body, and soul. So 5 minute exercise, again, it may not take the full 5 minutes, but definitely sit and breathe and think about your surroundings. Go through the five senses and really note what you hear. And even if you don't go to a place and you're just sitting at work, what you hear, I hear, other people's conversations, not distinctly, but, just the mumbles. I smell somebody's food that they heated up, that they know they shouldn't heat it up at work. What do you taste? I had yogurt, so I still kind of taste the yogurt. What do you touch? What do you feel? What do you see? So just kind of note that during your 5 minute exercise as you're breathing and relax. So today, before we breathe, what I want to do is some stretches. Because for me, I'm feeling really tense in my shoulders. And so I want to just stretch it out a little, pull out all of the stress. And now, if you're ready, let's do a couple of breaths. And so we're going to breathe in. Let's breathe in for the count of 8, and then we're going to breathe out for the count of 16. All right, so we really want to feel those lungs. All right, so let's breathe in. And let's breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Okay, one last time. Make it a big one. Breathe in. And breathe out. All right, I'm going to stop sharing. So at this point, just note how you feel. What are the sensations? What do you need to go and focus on with your breathing? Do you need to drink more water? Do you need to get more sleep? That's also a big indicator of something that resemble lack of breathing, right? That resembles stress. So as we're drinking our water, we understand our triggers, we're transforming those because we're breathing, that quick breath before we're responding. We're mindful, we're in present moment, we're connecting, we're listening, we're meditating, and all of that should bring around some de-stressing. Now, if you're doing this for 5 minutes a day and you don't feel less stressed, try increasing the amount of time, or not necessarily increasing from 5 minutes to 10 minutes, but maybe doing a mindful exercise every hour, definitely in the morning, maybe at lunch, maybe before leaving to drive home, and then again, definitely before going to bed. And that'll help de stress, refocus, or focus your mind. Awesome. Thank you, Donna. Donna says, I love breathing exercises. It definitely helps at the start of the day and when I'm triggered during the day. That is awesome. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else want to share any testimonies, any success stories, something that's happened to them where breathing helps? You were, if you're muted, you can star, is it star six or star four? I think it's star six to unmute. As Deidre says, taking 3 big breaths helps me during stressful times. Is there anything else someone else does that I didn't mention? Or, like I said, journaling. Do you write in your journals? Do you use pictures or words? I think I shared I bought my daughter a coloring book Bible, and so she colors in her Bible, which de-stresses her, and it actually eases her anxiety. I think it's a combination of reading the words in the Bible along with the coloring. So she's getting what I want, the best of both worlds, right? She's getting the word on top of coloring, which de-stresses her.
So Wanda, what I find, this is Tamika, that helps me. I have a journal. I love journaling. I journal in the morning and it talks about, things that are on my mind. And then I journal in the
Hmm.
evening so that way I can go back and look and say, hey girl, you know what? You were worrying or stressing about this and look how the day ended. So I like that particular piece about my journal.
I love that. I love that. I need to start doing that. I at one point was doing it like during COVID, and now it's more at the end of the day. I'm like, oh well, this happened and this bothered me, and but I handled this way, or so and so came back, so. But I think I like your approach. So thank you for sharing that. Anyone else? I only have 5 minutes left. Don't be shy. I really want this to take this time so that we can share and help each other because I need you. I need you all to survive. I need us to get through this. Work is very stressful. And, like today, Monday morning, we had Jeff McElfresh come out to our building. And, it turned out to be a great visit. And it was mostly photo ops, but it was the aesthetics of everything, getting everything prepared, making sure we had the snack cart, who was, taking them where. And, I was the one running around, right? And I had to take a minute before this call to sit out. Yes, all that was before 10 o'clock this morning. And so I had to take a moment to breathe before I got on here with you guys so I didn't seem all frantic and all out of sorts. So breathing helps. It definitely helps to ease your body. Definitely. My mind wasn't racing anymore once he left the building, but my body was like, okay, what do I have to do now? So I take a moment and stand here. Let me breathe. And I was calm. Someone gave, is it Karen or Kareem? She gave yoga a try and need to get back to it. I would recommend as well to help with reconnecting with yourself and letting go of worries. That is awesome. I've never tried yoga. It looks very, um, I don't want to say exhausting, but it looks like it's what your body needs to really pull out the tenseness as you're stretching. And so maybe we should try yoga as one of our new activities and see how that goes. Thank you for sharing that. Anyone else? Sometimes when I'm a little stressed, I will play one of my favorite songs and get up and move. It's Tamika. Yes, I love that. I do too. And sometimes I do it at work with my earbuds on and I'm really dancing and everybody's looking at me like, what are you doing? But not only does it get me moving, but it also changes, like everybody around me could be having a bad day, but then they're looking at me dance and it helps them as well. So that's an activity that's kind of it spreads, the joy spreads. So I love that. Thank you for sharing. All right, well, we have 2 minutes left. And if y'all are up for it, let's do some more breathing. And we're going to breathe in. Let's do the count of 4, and then we're going to exhale on the count of 8. This is a little more shallower, but we can get more repetitions in. All right, so let's breathe on the count of 4. 1, and exhale on the count of 8. Let's breathe in on the count of 4, and exhale on the count of 8. Well, I thank you all for joining. Please, I will drop the survey in the link. Please complete the survey. Also, let us know what else you would like to see that can help our mind, our bodies, and even finances. Like whatever you think we as the network need to do to continue to strengthen us as a people, as an organization, please let us know. And then if you would like to contribute to that, let me know as well. And we will definitely get you plugged in. All right. Thank you. Y'all have a wonderful week. Talk to y'all soon. Bye. Thank you.
Thanks, DeWanda, you as well.
Thank you.